Good morning, everyone. Um, you can hear me? Okay. So only 39 students have joined till now. Is there any problem in joining? Okay, still people are joining. Okay, so today we are going to learn about the minimization of DFA. Okay, the name of the topic is minimization of DFA. The objective is a simple objective, just one particular topic, that is how to minimize the given deterministic finite automata. Okay, so first we'll see like what we have done till now. Till now, we have studied about design of DFA, design of NFA, then NFA to DFA conversion, then NFA ka types, NFA with epsilon, NFA without epsilon. Then we have also studied NFA with epsilon to NFA conversion, NFA with epsilon to DFA conversion, NFA to DFA conversion. Okay, and now we are starting with the new topic. We are now concentrating on DFA, where we are going to learn today about the minimization of DFA. Okay, minimization of DFA. So let's have a recap about DFA. Uh, DFA is a deterministic finite automata where we always know that from a particular state there is exactly one outgoing transition for every input symbol. DFA is a deterministic finite automata where there is exactly one outgoing transition for every input symbol for every state. Okay, the transition function is Q into sigma is equal to Q, and we can remember this with the help of this delta transition function. Like here in the diagram, if the machine is in the state Q0 with input symbol A, it is reaching to a new state, that is Q1. So here Q0 belongs to capital Q. So delta is equal to capital Q with small a belongs to sigma, that is input alphabet. So Q0 comma A is equal to Q1. Q1 belongs to capital Q. So if you remember this particular transition, and with respect to the transition, you can always identify the transition function. So Q into sigma is equal to Q. It's a transition function for DFA. Okay, we don't have epsilon transitions in case of DFA because it is the definition exactly one outgoing transition for every input symbol. Okay, so it is easy to automate and we can computerize it easily. And the number of states for DFA may be more. We may require more space to store DFA compared to NFA. Okay, because we show each and every transitions, even we show the dead states. Okay, so if you observe, if you are trying to convert any NFA to DFA, in worst case scenario, if NFA is having n number of states, your DFA may have 2 raised to n number of states. So it takes more space to store. Okay, so this was about recap of DFA. So today's objective is to learn about minimization of given deterministic finite automata. Okay, so minimization means the number of states. Suppose this is a particular DFA that is given to you. You need to minimize the number of states so that for storing this DFA you need minimum space. So suppose this is a particular diagram given to you, you can identify what are the states that you can remove and still it is a equivalent DFA. So our objective for today is that we are going to learn that from given NFA, we have to find out the equivalent DFA which have less number of states. Okay, so so there is a particular method. There are two methods, a square optimization method and visualization method. So um, I'm going to teach you this particular topic with the help of a method that is called as square optimization technique. Okay, square optimization technique, and we'll see that it is a very interesting topic. Okay. So as I told you that whenever you are writing your university papers, you have to represent all your answers properly to get 10 out of 10 marks. Otherwise, if it is not a neat and clean paper, by default you get 8 out of 10, even if the answer is correct. So always remember the steps and write down the steps properly in the paper, okay, and make a habit of solving the problems. And I'm giving you the tutorials that for every topic as per the syllabus we have to have some tutorials in the college lectures. We conduct the tutorials in the class. Okay, so during the tutorials, you have to solve some problems. So as we are doing everything online, I'm giving you the list of problems, practice problems in the form of tutorial, which you have to do it. Okay, and do it properly so that you understand and you don't forget, because practicing is very important for the subject. Okay, so here for the minimization of DFA, these are the steps which you can remember. The step is first step is that find out and remove the redundant states. Okay. Now, what is my job for the minimization? I want to minimize the number of states. I don't want so many states in my DFA. I am trying to find out, can I remove some of the states and can I have a minimized DFA? So I want to remove some of the states. So the first step is to remove the redundant state, or redundant means extra, a copy, or a non-reachable state. Redundant state or non-reachable states. Okay, so find out them. First step is to find out non-reachable states and then remove them. Non-reachable states are also called as redundant states. So what is meant by non-reachable state? In this diagram, if you see, the state Q3 and Q4 are non-reachable. Okay, so non-reachable state means that when you start from the initial state such as Q0, here the initial state is Q0 and final state is Q0. So when you start from Q0, on any input symbol, this particular state is not reachable from the initial state. Okay, you can try any combination of ones and zeros, and the machine will never go to Q3. Okay, machine will never, in this diagram, if you see all the outgoing transitions, like from Q0 it can reach to Q0, 1, then 2, then again Q0, then 1, 2, but there is no way to go to Q3. So Q3 is non-reachable. Okay, from here there is no incoming transition to Q3. So Q3 is non-reachable. So one of the thing that you can, whenever you are trying to find out non-reachable state, you can just check that whether there is any incoming transition for the state. If there is no incoming transition, then it may be a non-reachable state. But here for Q4, if you are trying to see, there is an incoming transition. Still, it is a redundant state or non-reachable state, because this non-reachable state is getting the incoming transition from a non-reachable state. Okay. So we can define what is meant by a non-reachable state. Any doubt in this? Here I'm saying that Q3 and Q4 are non-reachable. So have you understood that? Please you reply me on chat. I'm not understanding um, whether okay, okay. Okay, here someone is saying me that it is a holiday for Raksha Bandhan. We have referred the list of holidays which are released by the office. And today is not a holiday. Today is not a holiday for higher education institutes. Okay, there is a list of holidays which are already decided in the beginning of the year, and in the month of July and some beginning of August there is no holiday always. Holiday starts from 15th of August onwards, depending on the festivals. Okay, so today is not a holiday. Okay, so please learn properly. Today's topic is really very interesting, and I'm using a square optimization method which is not there in the books or on the websites. On the websites they use a visualization technique, and writing in the form of visualization technique is like representation is very tough, and understanding is also it's not that clear, which is very clear in square optimization technique. But you need to understand the method properly. Okay, so you can note down this method and try to use it. Okay, so I think there is no doubt in this diagram to identify why Q3 and Q4 are reachable, because so many students have told me that there is no doubt. Okay, so in our topic of minimization of DFA, I want to minimize the number of states, and my first step is to remove the non-reachable states. Okay, if I want to check that whether there is any non-reachable state from the initial state. So how to identify that? We will use the mathematical model. Here, by looking at the diagram, I can say Q3 and Q4 are non-reachable. But we are going to follow a proper method to represent or to find out that. Okay, so what is non-reachable state? Non-reachable state is a state that is not reachable from initial state on any possible sequence of input. Okay, so that's what I told you, that first point that you have to remember is that the states are non-reachable from the initial state on any possible sequence. Then the second thing is that there is no incoming transition from reachable state to this state. Okay, so Q0 is reachable because it is initial state. Initial state is always reachable. So Q0 is reachable. From Q0 to Q1, Q1 is reachable. Q1 to Q2, so from Q0 to Q2 is reachable. So these are the reachable states. So what we are saying here in the second statement is that there is no incoming transition to this non-reachable state from the reachable state. So from Q0 to Q3 there is no transition. From Q1 to Q3 there is no transition. From Q2 to Q3 there is no transition. Even for Q4 there is no transition from Q0, Q1, Q2. All these three states are reachable. So this non-reachable state doesn't have any incoming transition from a reachable state. But it can have, like in Q4 we can say that there is incoming transition, but that incoming transition is from non-reachable to non-reachable. Okay, so so we cannot just say that there is, if there is no incoming transition, that means it is non-reachable. Here the incoming transition is present, but the incoming transition is from non-reachable to non-reachable. So that's why Q4 is also non-reachable, because to Q4 there is no way to reach from initial state. So first state, the first statement is the definition for non-reachable states. But the other statements you can just refer to identify. Okay. So like I'm writing here, while there may be incoming transition from other non-reachable state to this reachable state. Okay. And such states are redundant because their presence or absence does not affect the language accepted by automata. Okay, even if you remove this, the behavior of the machine is going to remain the same. If you remove such states, there is no problem that their presence or their absence does not affect the language. Okay, so like why this happens, because at the time of designing, the designer is thinking in some logic, and he may end up with a design with more number of states. And then if you are having a given DFA, you can automate or you can write a computer program to minimize it. Okay, we are going to follow a particular method of minimization. So easily we can write a computer program and we can minimize the given DFA, and then we can utilize it. Okay, so so we'll have just see, we'll go through the step one again. Try to understand. The first step is to remove non-reachable state. Non-reachable state is a state that is not reachable on any input from the initial state. Okay, so it may not have any incoming transitions, and but if it is having any incoming transition, that incoming transition is from non-reachable state to the non-reachable state. Okay, so we need to identify that carefully. So such states ka presence or absence does not affect the language accepted by this machine. So every machine has its own language and its own grammar. Like I told you in one of the lectures, DFA is having the language as regular language, and the grammar is called as a regular grammar, which we represent by using regular expression. Okay, I just repeat again, DFA is a machine. DFA or NFA is a machine. उसका language है regular language and उसका grammar है regular grammar, which we represent by using regular expression. Okay, so in the next lecture, I'm going to teach you about regular expressions. Okay, so the first step is about removal of non-reachable states. So this was very simple. Now the second step is that find the equivalent state. Now in the remaining diagram, so we will remove this Q3 and Q4. Now there are three states which are remaining here in this diagram: Q0, Q1, and Q2. From these three states, we have to find out the equivalent states. Equivalent states means they are behaving in the same manner. Okay, find out the equivalent state using the square optimization technique or visualization technique. Okay, so I am going to teach you the square optimization technique. In the exam, they don't say that which method you have to use, but you can use any method. According to me, square optimization technique is easy to do it because it's very it's presentable technique. Then after identifying equivalent states, you merge them together. You merge them together in a single state. Okay, so the third step is to merge them together in a single step. And then the final step is to redraw the equivalent DFA transition diagram, redraw the given DFA, and write down the final answer. Okay, so what are the so there are around 4 steps, or if you are considering writing final answer as a new step, then there are 5 different steps for minimization. Okay, we will solve the problem now. Before that, again we'll see what are the states. First step is to remove the non-reachable states, then identify the equivalent states using square optimization technique, and then merge the equivalent states into a single state, combine them together, and remove both the states, equivalent states will represent a single state, and then redraw the entire diagram and then write down the final answer. If you are doing or solving this step by step, all 5 steps, you will get 10 out of 10 marks. Okay, so now this is my problem. So we will solve the problem. Okay, so you have identified the logic behind this particular problem. Have you identified? Reply me on the chat. Have you identified what we are doing? We are trying to solve. We are trying to minimize the given DFA. Okay. So so let's see here. This is the transition table given to you. This is a problem. This is given to you. This is a question, and they are saying that you minimize the given DFA. Okay. So here I'm just referring the table because by looking at the table I have to solve the problem. Okay, so the first step is to remove the redundant states. So I'm going to write down what is a redundant state or a non-reachable state. It is a state which is not reachable from the initial state from any possible sequence, and the absence and presence does not affect the working of DFA. Okay, so I'll see this transition table. My initial state is Q0, input symbols are 0, 1, and the final state is Q2. Okay, so I'll write down. In the step 1, I'll write down this. The given DFA is machine M, that is equal to Q sigma delta Q0F, where sigma is equal to 0, 1, Q0 is equal to Q0, final state is equal to Q2, and the transition is Q into sigma is equal to Q. Writing this mathematical equation is important. And capital Q means all these states which are given here, Q0 to Q7. So I have written down the definition of DFA. Okay. By the time I think you have by hearted this definition, and there is no problem in remembering the definition. Now what I'll do is that I'll assume that there is a set S. Now I'm assume this is what you have to remember. Now I'm going to assume that I have a set S. I have a set S, capital S, set S is equal to Q0, which is a set of reachable states. So I have to find out non-reachable states. Now I don't know like which are the states which are not reachable right now. So what I'll say that I have a particular set S which contain the states which are reachable, and at the end I will have all the reachable states from Q0, and then the remaining states are non-reachable. Okay, so the states which are not there in this set will be non-reachable states. Okay, so my first assumption is that I have a set S which contain reachable states. Okay, so and I'll go on updating this capital S. I will go on adding the states in this set capital S. Okay, so I'll say that Q0 is reachable because it is initial state. So from initial state to initial state, it is reachable. So Q0 is by default in S. Now I'll see the transition table and I'll check that Q0 with 0 is equal to Q1. Okay. So with 0 input symbol from Q0, we can go to Q2, Q1. Means Q1 is reachable. and with Q0 to Q1, it's going to Q5. So I'm writing it in the table that Q0 with 1 is equal to Q5. Now I'm checking here that whether Q1 belongs to capital S. So Q1 is not present in capital S. Capital S में अभी तक only one state is there, Q0. So in this capital S, there is no others. Q1 is not present, but Q1 is reachable from Q0 with 0. So we can say that Q1 is also Q1 is reachable, and from Q0 with 1, machine goes to Q5. That means Q5 is also reachable, and both the states are not currently present in capital S. So I am going to add them. Okay, so now I have added both the states Q1 and Q5 inside S, and I'm saying that now the states Q0, Q1 and Q5 all are reachable. Okay, so now I'll check that I have done the checking for Q0 from this set. So Q0 के लिए I have worked. So I'm going to consider the next symbol or next state from this set. Okay, I'm not remember here. I'm not going in this sequence of the transition table. I'm going to select the states for checking from this set S. So my first checking is done Q0 के लिए. Now I'm taking the green color, this Q1 state, and for Q1 I'll write down Q1 with 0. Q1 with 0 is Q6, and Q1 with 1 is Q2. So that means from Q0, machine can go to Q1, and from Q1 it can go to Q6, or machine can go from Q0 to Q5, and from okay, that Q5 we will see afterwards. Machine may go from Q0 to Q1, and from Q1 it can reach to Q2. So machine may traverse in this way: Q0, then Q1, then Q6, or Q0, Q1, Q2. Okay, so it will be the string as 0 0 or 0 1. Okay, so if the string is 0 1, then it will go to Q1 and then it will go to Q2. So the states will be Q0, Q1, Q2. Means that Q2 and Q6 are also reachable. Okay, now I'll check whether Q6 is there in this set. It is not there, and Q2 is present in this set, so it is not there. So what I'll say that if they are not present, then I'm going to add them because they are also reachable. So now my set of reachable states has increased. So it is having now 5 states: Q0, Q1, Q5, Q6, and Q2. Okay. So now I've done the checking for Q1. Now I'll take the next state that is in the blue color. So I'm going to take Q5 and I'll write down here that what are the transitions from Q5. So Q5 with 0 is equal to Q2, and Q5 with 1 is equal to Q6. That I'm going to write it here. So that means that the machine can reach to Q2 and Q6. But Q2 is already there in the set, and Q6 is also there in this set. These are the reachable states. Q2 and Q6 are reachable states, but reachable states ka entry is done in the set already. Okay, what is the meaning of this particular thing here? Q2 belongs to S. Is that I'm saying that these two states are reachable that I've got, but they are already there in the set. So I don't have to now change the capital S. So capital S will remain same, and I'm going to rewrite it as it is. That this is my current reachable states ka set. Okay, so there is no change in S in this particular state. So now I've done the checking for Q5. I'm going to the next state, that is Q6. So take Q6 and try to find out what are the transitions for 0 and 1. So for Q6 with 0 is Q6. Q6 with 1 is equal to Q4. And so Q4 and Q6 both are reachable. But if I observe this, Q6 is already there in S, so I don't have to do the entry again. But Q4 is not there and Q4 is reachable. So I'm going to update the set S by adding Q4. Okay. So now till Q6 I have done this particular checking. So I'll go in I'll select the next state, that is in the red color, Q2. And for Q2, I'll take it and find out the transitions for 0 and 1. So Q2 with 0 is equal to Q0 and Q2 with 1 is equal to Q2. And both the states Q0 and Q2 are there in the set S. So there is no change right now. Okay. Now take the next state after Q2. So that is Q4. So I'm taking Q4. Q4 with 0 is equal to Q7 and Q4 with one input symbol is equal to Q5. And Q7 is not there in S, but Q5 is already there. So I'll update S with Q7. So I'm adding Q7 here. Now my checking till Q4 is done. So now the next state is Q7, which is in the bold. So I'll take the Q7 and Q7 with 0. I'll try to find out the transitions. Q7 with 0 is Q6. Q7 with 1 is equal to Q2. And both of them, they belong to capital S. So they are already there. So now there is no change. There is no change, but I'm not getting any new state here. Okay. Here also there were no change, but I was having some new state here, which I wanted to check. But now here there is no state. So now we can all the states are over. So we have to stop. At this point we have to stop. And now I'm getting a set S that contain all the states Q0, Q1, Q5, Q2, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7. That means the state Q3 is not there. So state Q3 is non-reachable. Okay, so I have understood that the state Q3 is not reachable, so remove it. Okay, so in the books, what they will say that you just look at the diagram and represent it in some different way and identify, and then you may make a mistake. So if you follow this particular steps, then you will not make any mistake in finding the non-reachable states and represent it properly mathematically. So so you don't lose any marks in this. Okay, so any doubt in this? The first step is simple: identify non-reachable state and remove them. So what we have done is that we have assumed the set S, which is a set of reachable states, which contain only the initial state Q0 in the beginning. And then we try to find out that how machine is transiting with the 0 and 1 input symbol, and we'll go on adding the states which are reachable. And finally, whenever there is no change in S and there are no states remaining, then we have to stop. And the states which are not there will be the non-reachable states. And then you verify your answer by drawing the transition diagram. You verify your answer. Okay, so in the first step you identify it and then remove it. Okay, so now after this the next step is very okay. So I'm removing it. Okay, so and I'm modifying my transition table and I'm deleting the state Q3 from here. Okay, so now in the step 2 you have to consider the transition table without Q3. So I'll go to the next page where I have removed Q3. In my here in the table there is no Q3, and you consider this as input to the step 2. The step 1 output is input to the step 2. In the step 2 I have to find out the equivalent states. Okay, and so what I'll do is that I'll first draw this transition table, redraw the transition table without Q3, and then I'm going to write down or create a square. So that's why we are representing everything in the square and checking for the equivalence. So that's why here this diagram, and the name of the method is a square optimization method. So you need to be careful while drawing this particular square. If your the sequence of states and drawing of the table is wrong, then your final answer will be wrong. Okay, so you observe this table here. In this table, what I'm writing is that first you write down the states horizontally. Okay, so you don't make any mistake. First you draw, like you refer the transition table. The states are starting from Q0. So write down all the states from Q0 horizontally. First you do it horizontally. So whenever you are doing this horizontally, and if you are starting from the initial state, we don't have to write here the finals. The maximum number wala, the Q7. We don't have to write it here. Why we are doing this? Because we want to try to find out whether Q0 is equivalent with Q1. That's why the upper triangle of the square is not considered. We are considering only the lower triangle, because here in this box we are going to say that whether the states are equivalent or not. So I want to check here Q0 to Q1. If I'm taking here Q7, it will check that Q7 is equivalent with Q7, and which is there. Q7 is equivalent to itself. So we don't have to consider that. So in the remember in the table in the square you start writing the states horizontally, so and from the initial state, so you don't make any mistake. And you remove. I don't consider the final, like final last maximum number wala state ko you don't consider. Write down them. Now then you start writing vertically. So when you are starting writing vertically, iska ulta likhna hai. Here from you started from Q0. Here you start from Q7. So start from Q7 till Q1 and don't write the Q0 here. Okay. And then you need to create a square like this where the first this first column is having like for this particular column is there for all the states. Means all the rows are there for this first column. Second column is having one less row. Like this, the number of rows are less. Here there is only one row, then two rows, then three, four, five, six. Okay, so like this you create a table. Okay, so I think you have understood that. Now the next important thing that you have to remember is that the rule is that whenever we are trying to find out the equivalent states, the rule is that the final state can never be equivalent with the non-final state. If you are having any final state, that final state can never be equivalent with the non-final state. So we have clearly two distinctions: a set of final states and set of non-final states. So from that division, a final can be equivalent with a final, and non-final can be equivalent with the non-final state. Okay, so any doubt in this? Our rule is that, thumb rule is that a final state can never be equivalent with a non-final state. So we have two different divisions. In one part, all the final states are there, and the other part, all non-final states are there. So a final state can be equivalent with the another final state, and a non-final state can be equivalent with the another non-final states. That is the first rule. So on the basis of this rule, we will solve the problem. Okay. So I'm looking at this diagram. Q2 is a final state. There is only one final state in this example. So I can say that that means Q2 can never be equivalent with any other state. Okay, because this is a final state and all other states are non-final. So first, in the beginning only, I identify that Q2 cannot be equivalent with any of the states. So what I'll do in this square optimization technique, I'll represent it by using a star and circle. Okay, so you also represent it by star and circle, and then I have used here different color, but in the exam you can use a circle here. So once you identify in the square this final state, you just look at this state, and we can say that Q2 is not equivalent with any other state. So you write down mm, so you write down the statement that Q2 is not equivalent to Q0, Q1, and Q4, Q5, Q6. So then look at the square optimization technique and you write down that cross. This is cross that it is not equivalent. And I have identified that in the pass one. Finding equivalent states contain two pass. It is a two-step procedure. It is a two-step procedure. In the first step, I have identified that and you write down that in the beginning only. In the first step only. Here I am writing 1, x1. Means I have identified that Q2 is not equivalent with Q0. This particular block indicates the equivalence between the states Q0 and Q2. So I'm saying that Q0 and Q2 are not equivalent in the past one. And Q2 is not equivalent with Q1. Q2 is not equivalent with Q4, Q5, Q6, and Q7. So everything I've identified. Q2 is not equivalent with Q0, Q1, Q4, Q5, Q6, and Q7. And I've written down that in the beginning with the support of this particular statement. So that I have partially identified. Okay. Now what I'll do is that everything is done. Now I'll start from Q0 step, or in the table you can check. Start from Q0. Try to find out the equivalence between Q0 and Q1. Then try to find out the equivalence between Q0 and Q2 का तो already पता चल गया है कि Q0 and Q2 are not equivalent. So I'm trying to find out equivalence between Q0 Q1, then Q0 Q4, then Q0 Q5, Q0 Q6, and Q0 Q7. Means I'm trying to find out the equivalence between the states of the first column. Okay, I'll check Q0 Q1, then Q4, Q0 Q4, then Q0 Q5, then Q0 Q6, and Q0 Q7. Okay, so first I'm trying to find out whether Q0 is equivalent with Q1. So for that you can write down the pair like this. This is a, in the bracket I'm writing the pair of Q0, Q1. So that means I'm saying that I want to find out the equivalence between Q0 and Q1. Okay, so what you do is that to find out the equivalence between Q0, Q1, I'm writing here the transitions. Like Q0 ka with zero transition is Q1 and Q1 ka zero transition is Q6. Then Q0 ka with 1 the transition is Q5 and Q1 ka with 1 transition is Q2. Okay, so like here in the table, this Q0 and Q1 with 0 input symbol going to Q1, Q6 pair. So I'm trying to find out the equivalence between Q0, Q1 and I'm writing the other pairs for the input symbol 0 and 1. Okay, so here have you understood this? Q0 with 0 is Q1 and Q1 with 0 is Q6. Q0 with 1 is Q5 and Q1 with 1 is Q2. Okay, so write down this pair. Now you have to observe these pairs. So in this pair, I can see here that here there is Q5 which is non-final and here Q2 is final. Okay. So means that the behavior of Q0 and Q1 is different for the input symbol 1. Here it is going to non-final and here it is going to final. So in this pair, one is final and non-final. So we can conclude that they are not equivalent. Q0 and Q1 is not equivalent and that I have identified in the past one only. Okay. Now you tell me any doubt in this. What you have to take is that I want to find out the equivalence between Q0, Q1. So I'm writing that here. And then in pass one, I'm trying to observe the transitions for 0 and 1. And here I'm getting a pair where one state is final and one state is non-final. That's why I can say that it is a non-equivalent state. So I'll write it that here. Okay, see, if there is any doubt, you unmute and you ask me so that I'll repeat it again. Then I'm trying to find out Q0, Q4. So in Q0, Q4, for 0 input symbol, the pair is Q1, Q7 and the other pair is Q5, Q5. So here I can say that Q5 is equivalent with Q5. So this pair is not having any issue. It is, but here I want to check that. So what is the meaning of this is that if these two states are equivalent, if this pair is equivalent and if this pair is equivalent, then this pair is also equivalent. Okay. So here this pair is equivalent. So I want to check whether Q1 is equivalent with Q7. So now I'll refer this particular diagram and I'll check Q1 is equivalent with Q7. But it is not done right now. So I don't know. So it may be a equivalent pair. I don't know right now. So I'm saying here it is unknown right now. I don't know right now in the past one. So I'll number this equation as 1. I'll make it as an equation to consider in past 2 to check for equivalence. And I'm writing it here as equation number 1 because at this moment I cannot make a decision about Q0, Q4. Q0, Q4 depends on the equivalence of Q1, Q7 and Q5, Q5. So Q5 is equivalent with Q5, but Q1, Q7 ka equivalence I don't know right now. So I don't know about Q0, Q4. So it is equation number 1. Now you take the next pair Q0, Q5. So I'm writing here in the box question mark. Now Q0, Q5. So Q0, Q5 with 0 is Q1, Q2 ka pair and with 1 it is Q5, Q6 ka pair. Observe the pair. Here the first pair is having one final, one non-final. So at this moment only I can decide, yeah, this pair is not equivalent. Both the pairs should be equivalent. Then this pair is also equivalent. So as one of the pair is not equivalent, means Q0, Q5 is not equivalent. So I am writing here for Q0, Q5 as a cross. That I have identified in the past one only that they are not equivalent states. Now take the next pair Q0, Q6. So I'll take Q0, Q6 with 0. The next pair is Q1, Q6 and Q4, Q5. Okay, so I'll check whether Q1 and Q6 are equivalent. That is not done right now. And Q4, Q5 is also not done right now. So it is unknown. This I don't know whether Q1, Q6 is equivalent. Even I don't know Q5, Q6, Q5 and Q4 are equivalent. So if I don't know anything about this, I don't know right now about Q0, Q6, and I cannot solve. So this is also unknown right now, and I'm giving a number to this equation as equation number 2, and I'm writing here question mark, so that in the past 2 I'm going to revisit it. Okay, so now I'll take the next pair Q0, Q7, Q0, Q7, Q0 with 0 is Q1, and Q7 with 0 is Q6. So this pair is Q1, Q6, and Q5, Q2. I think you have understood this particular part. Huh? Q0 with 1 is Q5, and Q7 with 1 is Q2. So I'm writing it here, Q5, Q2. And they are not equivalent. So this pair is not equivalent means this is not equivalent. So I'm writing that this particular pair is not equivalent in the past one only. Okay, so I have done with Q0. I have done with Q0. Now I'll start doing the same thing with Q1. Okay. So Q1 के लिए you have to take in the ascending orders only. So we don't have to consider about Q1, Q0 because Q0, Q1 का we have already done the checking. Okay. So here I'm trying to find out the equivalence between Q0, Q1. That means I'm trying to find out the equivalence between Q1, Q0. I can write it in the like this Q1, Q0 or Q0, Q1. Both the meanings are same. Okay, so now you take the next state Q1 and start doing the same thing. So what should I do now? I want the answers from you so that I come to know whether you are following me or not. Now here in pass 1, which pair should I take? Write down your answer in the chat. Refer the diagram. My question is that now in pass 1, which two pairs should I consider for the first time for equivalence? Have you seen the diagram and table? From that, you write down in the chat what are the two states that I have to consider to find out the equivalence. Q1 and Q4. Okay. So that means you are following me. So take Q1 and Q4. And for Q1, Q4, you write down the transitions for 0 and 1. Here also I am getting a pair where one state is final and one is non-final. So I can immediately say that Q1 and Q4 are not equivalent. So I'll write down the cross here. Now I'll take the next pair Q1 and Q5. That is here, Q1 and Q5 here. So for Q1, Q5 also I'll write down the transitions for 0 and 1 input symbol. And in both the pairs, one is final and one is non-final. So that means Q1, Q5 is non-final. So I'm writing cross 1 here. Then I'll take the next state Q1 and Q6. So Q1 and Q6 with 0 I have written down, and here I am getting one pair which is one final and one non-final. So that means Q1, Q6 is also non-final. Then I'm taking Q1 and Q7. Q1 and Q7, the first pair. Q1 with 0 is Q6. Q7 with 0 is Q6. So both are Q6. Means they are equivalent. Then Q1 with 1 is Q2 and Q7 with 1 is Q2. So here also Q2 and Q2. So here what I'm trying to find out that whether Q6 is equivalent with Q6. So that the same state is equivalent to itself. So this is correct. This pair is giving me the answer as equivalent. Here also I'm trying to find out whether Q2 is equivalent with Q2. So it is there. Q2 is equivalent with Q2. So both the pairs are equivalent to each other. So I've got the answer for Q1, Q7 that they are equivalent. So that I have identified in pass 1 only. So that's why I'll write it here that they are equivalent and I have identified that in the pass 1 and mark it. Okay, so now everything is done with Q1. Now Q2 to final hai, so we have done it already. So go to Q4. So do the same thing for Q4. Now I'm trying to find step is to draw the transition table. For drawing the transition table, you take the pair which is equivalent and draw the circle like Q0 and Q4. Q0 and Q4 are equivalent. So I am combining them in a single logical state and that is my initial state. So Q0, Q4 combined into a single state as an initial state. Then Q1 and Q7 are also equivalent. So I'm combining them together in a single state and drawing a circle. That this is my second state. Then Q2 is not equivalent and it is a final state. It will remain the final state only. Then Q4, Q5, Q6, Q4 was equivalent with Q0. So it is already paired. Q5 is not equivalent with anything. So take Q5. And Q6 is also not equivalent with anything. So write down Q6. So like this to make the circles. So my states Q0, Q4 are equivalent and Q1, Q7 are equivalent. So they are combined together in a single logical state, and that is represented with the help of a square bracket. And now you draw the transitions. So for drawing the transitions, refer the transition table. That from Q0 with 0 is going to Q1. So I'm drawing that Q0. Now I'm considering this Q0 only. I'm not considering this Q4. I'm considering this Q0 and I'm drawing the transition. Q0 with 0 is Q1. Q0 with 1 is Q5. So Q0 with 1 is Q5. So draw that. Then you take the next step Q1. Q1 with 0 is Q6. Q1 with 0 is Q6. Q1 with 1 is Q2. So draw that. Then you take Q2. Q2 with 0 is Q0. And Q2 with 1 is Q1. Then Q4 with 0. So Q4. So Q4 तो इधर combine हो गया है. So see here, and now you can verify your answer. Here you should not get any issue. If you are getting any issue here, your equivalent states are wrong. So Q4 with 0, it should go to Q7. So I'll check. Q4 with 0, it's going to Q7 because these are combined together and it is rightly going to Q7. Then Q4 with 1 is going to Q5. Q4 with 1 is going to Q5. So here there is no issue. For Q0, I have drawn the transitions and Q4 I am verifying. And if I'm not getting any conflict here, that means my answer is correct. So Q4 is done. Now Q5 with 0 is Q2, Q5 with 1 is Q6 that I've drawn. Q6 with 0 is equal to Q6, Q6 with 1 is equal to Q4. And then Q7 is already combined here. So for Q7 also I can verify the answer. Q7 with 0 is Q6. So Q7 with 0 it's going to Q6. Q7 with 1 is going to Q2. Q7 with 1 is going to Q2. So that is already done. So I've colored that in some different color. That for both the states it will go to the proper final state, proper next state, and there will not be any issue. So your answer for finding equivalent states is correct. You can draw the transition diagram properly, and after that you write down the final answer. And writing the final answer, this is compulsory here. That where you are saying that your machine equivalent machine is m dash and q dash is equal to, there are now uh, 5 states q0, q4, q1, q7, q2, q5 and q6. Sigma dash is equal to 0 comma 1. Initial state is this q0, q4 combined in a single state is the initial state, and then final state is the same q2, and then your answer is over. Okay, so that means we are having um, so these so what we have done is that what we have done is that we have first removed the non-reachable state, then we have got equivalent states using square optimization technique, and then we have merged the equivalent states, and then we have to draw the diagram and write down the final answer. That's what we have done. Okay. So now what I'll do is that I'll post one homework problem today, and you I'll post one homework problem today in the classroom, and you try to solve it on your own. If you are able to solve, then you have understood, and then ask me any doubts on WhatsApp or anything. Okay, so I think we can stop now for today's lecture. So see you tomorrow. Have you understood? Please reply me on chat so that I can uh, get a view. Please, you reply before leaving. You reply. Have you understood today's lecture? Okay. Because what I do, I have prepared the PowerPoint presentation for this with animations. Normally, we do it everything on the board, blackboard, and I don't solve the problem on my own. I teach them. I do the only one step, and I ask the students to what is to be done next, and I get the reply from the students, and then it is a very interactive class. Okay, so ठीक है then. But I tried my best with animation to teach you step by step. Thank you. See you all.